Why is this science forbidden? There is a piece of copper wire sitting in any hardware store right now that costs less than $5. When placed near a surface exposed to moisture, it kills every mold species it contacts and stops regrowth permanently. Not for weeks, not for months, permanently. The United States Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, confirmed it. The EPA registered copper as the first and only solid surface material in history with certified antimicrobial public health claims. 275 different copper alloys passed their most rigorous testing protocols. Every single one killed 99.9% of dangerous organisms within 2 hours of contact. Stainless steel, the material used in almost every modern building, killed nothing. 0% after 28 straight days. And here is the part that should make you stop everything. This science is not new. It is not recent. It is over 4,000 years old, and it has been slowly and systematically replaced by an industry that needs you to keep buying bottles every single month forever. This is the story of the most powerful natural fungicide on Earth, and why a $2.2 billion industry needs you to never learn how it works. Right now, 45 million buildings in the United States have unhealthy levels of mold growing inside the walls. That number comes from peer-reviewed research published in the journal Indoor Air by Mudari and Fisk. Those same researchers found that 21% of all asthma cases in America are directly caused by mold and dampness exposure inside the home. Not seasonal allergies, not temporary sensitivity. The kind of asthma that puts children in the emergency room every year. CDC and the World Health Organization both confirm these findings. Living in a building with mold measurably increases your risk of developing respiratory disease. And the real answer is not sitting behind a cash register. It is sitting inside the walls of any building that still has copper plumbing. The element itself has been fighting mold for your entire life, and no one told you it could do it everywhere else too. This video is only the beginning of what the cleaning industry buried. Let us go back together to 1882, the vineyards of Bordeaux, France. A French botanist named Pierre-Marie Alexis Millardet is walking through a vineyard that is being destroyed. A fungal plague called downy mildew has been devastating French grapevines since the 1870s. The entire wine industry is collapsing, and growers are desperate. Millardet is studying the disease when he notices something that makes him stop walking. The vines closest to the road are completely healthy. Every other vine in the field is infected, dying, covered in white fungal growth, but the ones nearest the road are green, thriving, untouched. He investigates. A vineyard manager named Ernest David explains that they had been spraying those roadside vines with a mixture of copper sulfate and lime, not to fight disease, but to make the grapes taste bitter and look ugly so that people walking past would stop stealing them. Copper had been killing the fungus the entire time, and no one had even intended it. Millardet spent the next 3 years running formal trials at Chateau d'Ozac. By 1885, he published his findings and announced to the world that he had discovered a cure for the mildew that was destroying France. The mixture became known as Bordeaux mixture. It became the first fungicide ever used at commercial scale anywhere on Earth. And here is the part that every history of agriculture skips. Bordeaux mixture worked so well that it did not just save French wine. It saved the Irish potato crop from blight. It saved banana plantations across Latin America. It saved orchards on every continent. A simple copper compound became the single most important discovery in the history of protecting food from fungal destruction. 140 years later, it is still used today in organic farming around the world. But Millardet was not even close to being the first person to understand what copper does to fungus. The Egyptians documented copper as a sterilization agent around 2400 BC in a medical text called the Smith Papyrus. They used copper to purify drinking water and to treat infected wounds over 4,000 years ago. In ancient Greece, Hippocrates prescribed copper-infused water for respiratory infections and digestive illness. Persian royalty carried water in copper vessels across desert journeys because it stayed fresh and pure. In India, Ayurvedic medicine has stored drinking